Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is a channel I've decided to create to document my electrician apprentice journey. And we're just going to start off, let's get right into it. My very first day as an electrician apprentice. I pull up to the building because my start time was 6 o'clock. So I pulled up around 5:30 just to give myself leeway. And the day was split into two. The first half of the day from 6 o'clock to 8 or 9, I believe it was. It was just orientation, just a reminder of all the safety protocols and steps that we went over in orientation. And orientation itself lasted 3 days, but that was on computer, so I was able to do that from home. And then the day after my last day of orientation was my first day on the site. Like a lot of the videos that you see on YouTube, I was expecting to be with a journeyman or a master electrician, and I was expecting to be on a certain site with someone learning, but I was actually in a warehouse. After the 2 or 3 hours of just going over the safety stuff again, the lady walked us to where she said we were going to be stationed at, where we were going to be working at the on-site. And I got excited because I said, oh, okay, this is perfect. She's going to, if we're in walking distance of the site that I'm going to be assigned to, that means I don't have to drive there and I'll be able to get that experience. And then once I get off, I can go straight home. That's perfect. No extra, additional minutes. And no, we walked to the back of a warehouse, and this was completely out of left field. Like, you know how people say that when you're on your journey as an electrician apprentice or anything new, that you'll see things that you didn't expect and have no idea. This was that. I went into the warehouse, and there was a manager there, really nice dude, like amazing manager. And he introduced himself. He said that he was the crew lead and that he was looking over us newer people. And oh, by the way, in orientation this morning, I felt weird because everyone else had experience. Everybody was either previous, they had some kind of like warehouse experience that made them fit in a certain spot, I guess you could say. Like some people had 4 or 5 years of forklift driving or elevator work or working with chandeliers, like some kind of experience. I've never touched a single tool in my life. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am, as a lot of people call it, green. I am the greenest of the green. I'm talking green pasture. You know what they say, the grass is greener on the other side? That's me. And I walked in the warehouse. Manager introduces himself, says he's an on-site manager. I'm like, okay, cool. He gathers up me and 2 other people who were assigned to this site, because it was like a whole group, but there was like 3 or 4 students assigned to each site. And the guy walks us around the warehouse, shows us the safety board and everything, and then just tells us like, hey, we're going to be working on like random stuff, so I'm going to have y'all stationed in different spots and just helping y'all and letting y'all assist other people, and we'll just take it from there. And when I say other people, it was other apprentices helping me. There was no journeyman, there was no master electrician, or there were, but they were in the building doing different things. And he had another apprentice that was a first-year apprentice like me, doing something brand new as well, on the same thing that I was doing, and he knew a lot more than me because he's been there, of course, way longer. But there were still points that he didn't know, and I'm sitting here, and like I said, he busts out laughing at me. We both laughing because, they're using all of these fancy terminology. I have no idea what they're saying. Like, some guy was dying laughing, this older guy. He walked over with this pipe in his hand or something, and he was just like, oh, man. And as I'm talking, I'll be putting pictures up and videos up to show y'all what I experienced. And if someone could comment and tell me what that is, what it is, I have no idea. I don't know. But he walks up to us and he's just like, this is so funny, man. This bar, which he didn't call it a bar, he said, this CJ706 is supposed to go over there next to the Y216s. Ha ha ha. And he just busts out laughing. And the apprentice beside me, he gets it. He's like, oh, that's crazy, bro. And I'm like, my brain, I'm like, what are you saying? Like, I don't like it's alien talk to me. You might as well have hieroglyphics up. I don't get it. And they show me this board, and the board has like a whole bunch of fancy stuff on it, like some kind of schematics and stuff, and they've got measurements and writing about like certain angles and inches and stuff. I've never used a tape measure before in my life. And they're showing me, like I said, this big like I put it up on screen, this big thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, I was using bolts and screws and nuts, like I know that, and I was like screwing stuff in. And one of the apprentices even told me, he was just like, the reason that everybody, I know you're enjoying it now because it's the only thing you know how to do. And I said, you goddamn right. Like the whole day, like the whole 8 hours, I was just taking these little screws and just screwing them into bolts or something. I don't know. And I was getting good at that because I did it all day. And that's the only thing I know how to do, though. Everything else on the floor, I couldn't tell you. I mean, everything else they were doing, all the terminology, couldn't tell you. But, the apprentice came up to me and he was just like, it's crazy. You look like you having fun, or it looks like you're at least tolerating this, but everybody hates doing this because this is not what apprentices do. Electrician apprentices, like, you're supposed to be working on electrical stuff or moving towards electrician stuff, and this is just building. Like, this is more construction, because like the entire place, like, it was just a one big warehouse, and the way it worked is like the station that I was on, we were working on the beginning phases of it, and by the time you got to the end, of the warehouse, whatever we were working on was complete, and they could ship it out. I don't know. I think it was like I think it was like a roof frame or something. Can't remember what the guy said. I think it was like one of like a roof frame or something. I don't know. But we get to that point. But as the day goes on, I'm asking questions, and no real negativity for real. Some of as the manager is reading off to us about safety and stuff, and her sexual harassment policies and all that stuff. Like somebody bust out laughing in the meeting, and they were like, "That's a damn lie. Are you gonna tell them about the racist people that are here, or the crazy people that are here?" And like the manager just looked at them and looked back at us and said, "You can ignore that guy." And I mean, I figured that's just gonna be one of the things when you go into any kind of these jobs, man. It's just there's always gonna be people like that, negative people, condescending people. The manager himself, like I said, cool guy. That's the only reason why I'm going back for real. Cool guy. He said he was just like, you just got to ignore people like that for real, because we do got a couple people in here. I mean, it was everybody ranging from 17 years old up to damn near 70. He said we got master electricians in here who just don't want to go out to the field, and that's another thing too. So you got the warehouse workers, and you got the in-field apprentices, and that's what I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be in-field under the wing of a journeyman or a master electrician. But I'm just in a warehouse learning from other apprentices who, like I said, it was 50-50. Like some of them, you can just tell. Like some people, you ask them questions and stuff like that. And I had this guy that was chill. I'm not going to say his actual name on here, but, he was a real chill, real down-to-earth, cool dude. Like one of the coolest coworkers I've ever met for real out of all the jobs I've had. And, like, he was asking me, like, he bust out laughing at me because he had said something. He had said, "Oh yeah, so what we're doing is we're hooking this conduit up to this thing, and then we're using this." And he called the bar something. I forgot what. Like, it was like this long metal bar. He called it something, and I was like, "What is that?" And he just bust out laughing, and he put his head down, and bust out laughing. I bust out laughing too. I said, I don't know what any of this shit is." And so that was my whole day, was like just messing with these bolts and messing with different stuff. Like I said, I had a couple people who, they just look at you weird, or, try to look you up and down, try to be intimidating. So I had one dude tell me, "Oh yeah, you got to look out for that guy over there, because he's the one that'll say out of pocket things." Like they said one time, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but I won't say it. But he was working around a whole bunch of Hispanic and Latino people, and he got mad one day and said, "Why the hell you got me around all these?" You can get the point. Just racist, just messed up. And they were just like, oh, you gotta ignore people like that. Or some people, like, you ask them a question at the wrong time, they might yell, right? Because they mad because they're working on something, and they yell. So, like I said, I'm personally, I'm not worried about that. But I told the manager, I said, hey, look, I'll be here for as long as you're willing to put up with me. I don't know. And I asked the other apprentice, I said, man, like, I thought I was going to be out in the field learning under an electrician. And the guy told me, the manager, the cool dude, he told me that normally electrician apprentices, at least in the company I'm working for, are in school for around like 2 or 3 years first. And then towards the end of their apprenticeship, that's when they start going out in the field, and they're still under the wing of a journeyman or a master electrician or something, but they're still they're still under somebody, but they're a lot farther ahead. They're about to be graduating and becoming a foreman, I think it's called. And I said, okay, conduit. I think it was a conduit. I think that's what it was. He was like, we put the conduit up here or something. I can't remember. And that's when he busts out laughing, because I said, what is a conduit or something? Or what is a crowbar? I don't know. I know what a crowbar is. But, yeah. And, for the rest of the day, I was just messing with the bolts and stuff. And, the one thing, man, is just, and this is just a little rant. This is not, this is part of the video, but it's like, it's so crazy because I could dead ass be staring at these pictures. Like, I took pictures of it so I could remember how to put the proper piece in. And even though I'm looking right at the picture, it would still take me like 5 minutes to figure it out. Like, I remember the manager was so nice, so chill, such a cool dude for real. He's the kind of people that we need in the trade. But I definitely understand the other people's perspective and point of view of, like, I don't feel like training you. You don't deserve it, or I shouldn't need to. I get that. But, like, that kind of manager is the kind of guy that, like, really helps, because, he explained this thing to me step by step and told me how to do it exactly. And I said, okay, cool. I even took a video and picture on my phone so I could remember how to do it. And I still somehow did it all backwards. I don't know how. I did it all backwards. And, the guy came back. Like I said, chill guy. Like, he was just like, I said, did I do it right? He just started laughing. He said, nope, every single one of these is backwards. We're just going to have to undo the whole thing. And I was like, damn, like, I got mad at myself. He was just like, oh, it's all good, man. I get it. Like, I understand. And I told him, I said, look, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for real. Because, you understand that I'm new and that other people new and they don't understand anything. And that's when he told me, yeah, but other guys might not understand that, though. And I said, oh, here we go. I said, here we go, man. Here we go, man. I guess that just comes with the territory, though, right? Just got to deal with some dumbasses, man. Or dumb butts, I should say. I don't know if YouTube will block this video if I cuss too much. But it's just like, man, that's the one thing I just didn't want. Like, having to deal with people, dog. Like, people that got bad attitudes and stuff, like. But, overall, it wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't. It's definitely a lot better than a lot of the experiences I've had in other jobs, for real. I don't really tell my parents anything. I don't tell them much about what really goes on in the jobs, because shit, by now, I mean, they've heard all the jobs I've gone through and all the shit I've been doing in my life, man. They probably be like, what's wrong now? What's next? So I can't really tell them. I'll just use this channel as a place to rant, talk about my day-to-day journey. But I'm trying to think what else. So like I said, we were messing with those bolts and stuff like that, messing with the screws or whatever. And they were trying to show me how to align certain things and how to measure certain stuff. And we found out that the way that it works is we get like 48 to 50 hours a week or something. So what happens is we end up working from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. Or 10:30 p. 5 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. And so sometimes 10, 11 hours. We do that for Monday through Thursday, and then Friday we work 8 hours, 5:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And on holidays though, it's good because on holiday weeks we work two 12-hour shifts, so we work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. 2 days in a row, and then we are off for the whole week, the rest of the week until that next Monday. So we work Monday, Tuesday, then we're off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then come back Monday. Let me try to come up with some positive and negatives about it, like a summary. I apologize if this video isn't like really well rounded. I just walked in the door not too long ago, so my brain is scrambled right now. I gotta go to sleep soon. Positive. I say that the positive is my manager. Like, he's a chill guy, he's a cool dude, and I have a bad habit of beating myself up more than companies will. And I get in my own head, and then sometimes that's why I end up quitting the job before I even give it a shot. It's because I get in my own head and I think I might as well quit before they fire me because I'm just going to mess up so much that they're going to hate me, or, oh no, someone's going to catch an attitude with me and then I'm going to end up going to jail or something like that. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's just like, so I say manager's positive. That's a positive thing. Co-workers, another good one. Like had some chill. Most of them were nice. Most of them were. And, of course, the pay, right? Around where I live at, it's $20-something an hour. And then you get a raise every year until you graduate as a foreman, I think is the next step. I think it's foreman. And then you get a big raise after that, and so on and so forth as you progress. So I think those are the positive things. Just the pay, and my manager and coworkers are nice, which definitely encouraged me to come back. The cons. Not doing electrical stuff. Like, I truly get what people were saying. I understand what people were saying now when they said that you're going to be doing stuff and you're going to be, because I watched YouTube videos before I went to my first day, and I remember watching videos, people said, like, you're going to be doing tasks that don't make sense, very mundane tasks that just might not even have anything to do with electrical work. Like, he might tell you to just start using screws and bolts like I was today, making these lighting fixtures or something, and or removing panels or something. I don't know, like making glass panels, just something crazy. And that's what I feel like right now. I feel like the scene from Mr. Miyagi, Jaden Smith, when he just kept on telling him to wash the windows or take off his jacket over and over and over again. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what the hell is what am I doing? Like, what the hell is this, right? So I say that's the con for real, is just not actually doing the electrical stuff, I don't think. But like I said, maybe it is like a Mr. Miyagi thing where this will come back and I'll be like, oh shit, I'm happy I was doing that at this moment, and I'm happy that I learned this because this helps me later. What else? The shitty coworkers, like I said, people telling me that, mother frickers are going to be racist and sexist, and they said they had some creeps who did some crazy stuff, be taking pictures of girls walking by, and just it's like in this field of work, in any field, especially the trades, I'm pretty sure plenty of people got stories of running into nasty motherfuckers who just have no filter and just do crazy stuff, say crazy things, act weird, no home training. So I say that's probably another con. It's just some of the coworkers are just weird, like, and the long hours, of course, the pay is nice, of course, right? The pay is nice. The long hours aren't. You'll like the paycheck. You'll hate having to work for it, right? But so far, I mean, I'd say, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. like I said, my biggest thing that I'm thinking about right now is I just hope that I get some kind of training, like some kind of direction as to what to do. Because I've had plenty of jobs like that where you're not given any direction and you're just left wandering around. But then somebody will want to catch an attitude or get mad at you because you're not doing anything, or they'll leave you alone and tell you to go do something, and then you don't do it right, and they get upset because you wasted their time or you're not doing it right. So that rating would definitely improve if I actually knew what I was doing, like, or they give me a certain task, or just had someone. Because in my mind, I'm naive. I know I shouldn't have assumed this. How for me to think that a company is actually going to listen and adhere to their own rules and regulations? Come on, that's like a company assuming that an employee genuinely cares about the business when they are in an interview, knowing damn well you're getting the job because you need money, right? But I thought I was going to be training, like learning stuff. It was more like the manager, as nice as a person as he is, just told me to hang out with certain people, and it was really a toss-up as to whether or not they wanted to teach me or not. Some of them had their headphones in, and if I asked a question, they looked frustrated, or they just ignored me, or they couldn't hear me, or they just didn't want to talk. Some of them taught me some things, but if I kept asking, I could tell they were getting pissed off. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to stop asking questions. To that person, anyway. I'll just go ask the manager. And other people, like I said, were willing. They were 100% willing. They might laugh, but they'd be willing to, explain. Oh, it was a strut. It was a strut, not a conduit. It was a strut. The guy was like, we're going to use these nuts and bolts, and we're cranking this or doing something, I don't know. And we're doing this because we have to place this strut on top. And I said, what's a strut? You talking about like if you're strutting along, like how people say, and I was dead ass serious. I was like, what? Like, what you mean? Like you're strutting along the street or something? Like you walking your dog? And he was like, no, a strut. And he put his head down and started dying laughing. Like half the warehouse turned and looked at him laughing. And I just started chuckling like, oh, did I say something funny? Like, oh shit. And he was just like, a strut is this. And it was like a big piece of metal. So that's the number one thing. I won't waste your time too much, y'all. I know I'm just rambling now, but that's the number one thing I'd say I wish that there was more of, was just actual instruction so I knew what to do. And I know I'm getting hands-on training by just experimenting with stuff. And I can't say that there's like that pressure that there's been in other jobs where there's like that pressure of, oh, you're messing up other people, or you're fucking up so bad that you're wasting our time type shit. Even if that is happening and some people do get mad, I don't give a shit about other employees getting mad. But as long as the manager's chill, like I'm chill with messing up as long as I need to until I get it. Like I'm trying my hardest to get it. But it's just like, man, I'm rambling now. But it's just like, man, like I will sit there with this picture and I will look at this thing I'm holding in my hand. And for 10 minutes, my brain is like, how do you put this thing on? And it could be the simplest thing. I'll ask the manager. It's like when you were younger and your mom was like, I better not find that thing that you're telling me you can't find, because if I find it, you're going to be in trouble. And you're like, uh-oh, I can't find it for real. I've been looking for days. And she opened up the drawer and it's right there. And you're just like, I just checked that spot. I swear. It's like, bruh, like they'll be explaining crystal clear, concise instructions. I'm talking down to the T, and I'm like, okay, bet, I got it. And then he'll walk away, and before he even turns his back all the way, I'm like, uh-oh, what'd he just say? I'm like, oh, snap. Oh, schnitzel. What did he just say, bro? And then I sit there, and I get frustrated with myself, because I'm like, why is it so hard to grasp? And then I'll sit there with this item in my hand and look at that piece of metal for like 10 minutes. And while everyone else has already done their task or halfway done another task, I'm still staring at this piece of metal. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll wrap up the video there. I'll say that I have a long way to go. I have a lot of learning. I'm looking at it with a more optimistic mindset instead of a pessimistic mindset. I'm looking at it with more of like a learning, and I'm here to learn, I'm here to grow. The worst they can do is say no or get mad or ignore me, and if they do that, I mean, oh well, I'm still gonna get paid. And yeah, just go in every day, and only thing I can do is try my best, man. I know that sounds corny and cliche, like, but only thing I can do is try my best. Like I say, it's just so frustrating not knowing what I don't know and not knowing the stuff on top of that. And like I said, the biggest thing is just not having someone to teach me stuff. The manager, like I said, cool, chill. He'd take his time. He'd explain things. He was always around the area. Like, he was always in the vicinity. He was never too far away. He was on like 10 steps away max. He was always like talking to someone in the area, or sitting back in his chair, or taking a break on his phone, or over at another station talking to someone else. So it was not like he wasn't far away. I could always go up to him and ask him, and he'd happily, like I said, amazing dude on everything, on soul. You know, that's the only reason that I could say that I'd keep coming back for real, is because he's a chill dude. But yeah, like, leaving off like that, I'm just left there like clueless. Like, it's like giving a kid, on some real shit, it's like giving a kid a quadratic formula. Like giving a kid E equals MC squared, or Einstein's theory of relativity, or whatever the hell you call it, and saying, figure this shit out. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I don't know. But like I said, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to just keep on showing up. That's all I can do. Show up and try. I've got some concepts down in my head. I remember some things from today. I took those pictures and screenshots that I'm shared with y'all. So hopefully, I'll look at that before I go to sleep and when I wake up. And hopefully I remember what a strut is. I don't even know what a conduit is. That sounds like some shit off of Ghost Hunters or something. A conduit? That sounds like some demon shit, right? I don't know. What's a conduit? I think I heard that word today. Somebody was like, yeah, the conduit be doing it. He's like, the conduit be conduiting. I don't know, guys. I can't. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. It's just the way these companies run. Just insane. I'm rambling now. The way these companies run, though. It's just like, damn, man. It's like I said, it was completely out of left field. Like, I fully expected to be just me and a journeyman or a master electrician solo, like one-on-one, or even one-on-two or three, but we were like on an actual project out in the field somewhere, like on a construction site, or building an office, or someone's house or something. But being in this warehouse, just working on this roof fixture, or I don't know what it is, but a roof outline, and I'm just like, damn. Like, I mean, I suppose this is learning how to be an electrician. I know they said for 99% of apprentices that they're not working with electricity, with high voltage electricity. Like, there might be some low to medium voltage electricity that some foremans, that's the other word, foreman. I'm learning. That foremans, I don't know what comes first, foreman or journeyman. But there were some low voltage stuff that foremans and journeymans can touch, and master electricians. But they would have that blocked off with danger signs and cones, and only the experienced people could access those areas. So everything that even the 3 to 4 year apprentices that have been there in that warehouse, all that stuff, everything we were doing was strictly construction. It wasn't electric. It was no wires, no outlets, no fans, no lights, it was just strictly bolts and screws and nuts and metal and glass, and sawmills. People were cutting wood and stuff, and I'm just like, this seems like a warehouse job more than an electrician apprentice. I don't know what the hell I'm learning, but hey, maybe I'm learning something. Hopefully you guys can leave a comment. So I'm gonna end this video here. It's been over 30 minutes. I apologize for rambling on, going off topic a bit. I'll keep y'all updated on how it goes, and this video. Sorry if it discouraged anybody. That wasn't my intention to try to discourage anyone from becoming an electrician apprentice. If that's what you want to do, I hope and truly hope and pray that you have the best experience, way better than mine. Like I said, I don't think it was too bad, but it could have definitely been a lot better. And I don't know if I can say I'm eager about tomorrow or excited. I don't know if I'm either of those, but I'm curious. That's the word I'll use. I'm curious to see how this unfolds. But like I said, I didn't want to try to discourage anyone. But if this video can help somebody, or if this video is relatable to anybody, then hopefully I did my job. If someone out there maybe looking for comfort because you had also a really shitty experience as an electrician apprentice on your starting days, or you just having a bad time overall, I'm here for you, man or woman. I'm here for you. You know, just know you're not the only one going through it, and we're going to get through it together somehow. We're going to figure this shit out somehow. So, that's it, fellas and feelers. I don't know what a woman equivalent of a fella would be. A Sheila? I don't know. That's like Australian or something, like a kangaroo. I don't know, bro. Shit, you got the Brazilian wandering spiders and all that stuff there. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. I appreciate those who watched and listened to my ramble, listened to my rant, and keep y'all updated. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be working from 5:30 to 1:30, 5:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. p.m. And then, I don't know if I said this at the beginning of the video, but since they do have this neat thing where if it's a holiday week, you work 2 12-hour shifts back to back, but then you get the rest of the week off, and you don't have to come back until next week. So I work tomorrow, which is Friday, and then I'm off Saturday and Sunday. And let me tell you, I'm going to enjoy every single second of my 2 days off. And then I go back Monday and Tuesday for 12 hours. And then I'm off, since Thanksgiving is next week, I'm off Tuesday. So I get Monday, Tuesday, 12 hours. Then I'm off Wednesday, Thursday for Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then go back Monday. So that's nice that they do that. They give you a nice break for the week. But I'm not looking forward to those 12 hours, man, at all. At all. But I will keep y'all informed and updated on how it goes. I'll make a video every day. Or, of course, on the days that I'm working. If I can think of something else on my days off that I didn't mention or something like that, if I can go into greater detail, I'll make additional videos on top of that. But I appreciate you guys. I don't know how many people this is going to reach. This is going to be my first video on this channel ever, but hey, if you watch this, if you watch it, man, just know that, you know, I'm going through it with you. And if you don't know what you're doing, hey, me neither. If you don't have any trainers or teachers or anyone like actually side by side, me neither. If you sitting there looking clueless, me too. But I'll update you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.